Hello everyone, it's me Sam, and today I'm gonna be talking about some things I've been thinking about. You're gonna be seeing notifications on the top right of the screen. Don't worry about that. Thank you for being here. I'm gonna be talking about spirituality and physicality because I've been having some thoughts lately. This is the journal page that I showed you in the beginning. Look how it has L and all this cool stuff on it. Yeah, guys, I know I'm pretty cool. Biggest tweaker you'll ever meet, but I guess I'm pretty cool, so fuck it. Recently, I started using ballpoint pen, and I think it looks very nice. Because this whole journal is basically in pencil. It's like the few pages, if not the only pages that are actually in pen, apart from like school notes. But recently, because one of my lead pencils, which is like my favorite, ran out of lead, and I haven't found any or looked for any. So I've just been using the pen. Anyways, we're gonna be talking about spirituality and physicality. I already said this, but my name is Sam, and here are my thoughts. Can the spiritual also be physical? And I think about this because we don't know that thoughts aren't physical in our brain in a way that we can't comprehend. And I could be fully wrong about whatever I say. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. But I think maybe like in some way, like I feel like, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm gonna keep it real. Like, I don't have much thought process on this, but maybe something in the brain that we call spiritual or thoughtful, it's just physical things that are in our brain that we can't see or experience or really know. I mean, what would you call something that's physical? Something you could touch, something you could hold. But if I were to see a ghost right now, if we base it on a physical definition in terms of anything that's here and real, but I see a ghost, then what really makes that spiritual and not physical if I'm physically experiencing that? You can't just say that's spiritual if I'm looking at the ghost and the thought is in my head and that's there. I'm not crazy, I'm not fucking drugged, I'm not fucking like on some fucking psychedelic shit. Like, there's a fucking ghost right there and I see it. What really makes that spiritual? Because you can't really use the argument that it's spiritual because it's not real, but it's real for me. In my head, it's real. I see it. I'm not fucking high. I can see the ghost, and like, it's there. Could I touch it? Probably not. Right? My hand's just gonna fucking phase through it like some fucking, you know. But like, that's still physical if you think about it, because it's easy to say that it's not, but if you were to look at it from a more like, I don't know what kind of standpoint, but you were just looking at it differently, that's physical. Would it really make it unphysical that it's not there? Also, Earl Grey steep tea right here, I think it's still hot. The best way to check is not by touching glass that could be hot, but we're gonna pour some on here. We got a bit of cream and honey, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I forgot a spoon, so I'm gonna stir it with my hands. Sam, that's nasty as fuck. What the fuck? I'm so sorry, y'all. You're gonna have to see this. So I put a fucking lot of honey, and my hands are fucking sticky, so that feels horrible. But I put a lot of honey in my tea because I love sweet, and sweet shit. Oh, I'm running out of honey. Yo, why my honey farting? Ew. I'm gonna stir this with my hand because, like I said, I forgot a spoon. Oh, that's a lot of honey. That's definitely more honey than it should have. But it's okay. So my problem is, what if the spiritual is just a word that we gave to what we can't really describe, but that doesn't specifically make it unphysical? And I hope that makes sense to somebody out there. But I mean, you know what? Let's use a different example. I haven't really thought of this, but let's try to use it. Let's say the Holy Spirit. That's something spiritual. That's not physical. In terms of the way people describe it. But if it's something in the air and God is putting it there, that's physical. Like, we could really give the argument that energy is physical, and it kind of makes sense, honestly, because there's things that we can't see, but they're still there. I mean, that we can't see it doesn't make it that it's not there, you know? It's just, we just can't see it. I mean, you can't fucking see microwaves and they're still there. You know, that's just a little example. So, like, it's really, I don't know, it's a very weird topic when I think about it, but it also makes sense because it just makes sense. Like, it's in the air and you can't see it, but you can't prove that it's physical or not. That's just, you just can't. My fucking sister is singing in the background, bruh. Anyways, let's continue on this. It's a very new thought that I got, but I genuinely, I think that there is a lot of physicality to spirituality. Damn, my sister needs to shut the fuck up. I love her, but anyways, there is definitely physicality to spirituality, and it's in a way that I can't explain, but like, I don't know. I just think I'm distracted, and I'm repeating myself over and over. I think the spiritual can be physical, but we can't really prove it. You just can't prove that. I mean, that you're thinking of a box doesn't mean that there's a box in your head. But the thought itself, that could be physical. I mean, everything in our head is waves. And like, it's kind of like a computer and it's, you know, doing its thing. But like, that could just be a physical thing that we can't see. So does spirituality really exist? Like, is spiritual really not spiritual? Is the spiritual physical? I'm over here brainstorming titles for the video. What if the spiritual is physical? Brad's put the pinky out for that philosophical statement. What if there is no such thing as spiritual? Maybe I should name it some controversial shit. Someone's gonna read the title and be like, how do you know that? I'm gonna name it there is no such thing as spiritual. And that's definitely gonna catch some people. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Sam. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And I'm enjoying this lavender Earl Grey tea with cream and honey. And I still have quite a bit left. And it's not too hot, but it's a little bit warm. Just a little bit. Just enough to not be room temperature. And yeah, I'm enjoying it very much. And peep the swag. And thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful, amazing day. And you like my MacBook and the background of it. And like the little icons. Look how cool. Look how cool. I love how I have Safari and the Notes app open. So fucking real. Thank you guys.